Hey there. Yes, it's good to see you again today. I've heard that you are helping me today, is that right? Wonderful. It's great to hear. So you heard today was inventory day. Yeah, so we have a inventory day. It's about once every month, I believe. So what we do is we just go through every section in the store, and we'll typically work through one section at a time, depending on how many workers we have for the day. So right here we have a few women's clothes, and what we do is we just go around to that section, like I said, and we pull some items from the racks that we've noticed have been sitting for too long, and just items that we've noticed have not had any movement, and we pull them off of the rack and we bring them back here to kind of just assess them, make sure that there's nothing wrong, to where people would realize that they don't want that item. Could be things like stains or maybe rips in the clothing, something along that nature. So yeah, we just bring it back here and we just take inventory of every section that way. So like I said, today we have some women's clothes. We also have some shoes up here at the top, but we'll get to those in a little bit. So what we are going to do today, what you will be helping me with, is just going through all of these, checking them to make sure there's no just damage or unsightly alterations on the clothes. And then once we do that, we've completed this section here, we typically like to move them to a more highly trafficked area. That way they can sort of get more attention that way, right? Okay. So, do you have any questions for me at all? Okay, wonderful. So what I've got here is just an inventory sheet that I'm going to get out here. If I can find which one I need. And just put this on my clipboard here. And I'll set this aside. Alright, so what we are going to do first is pull out some of these pieces of clothing here and just take a look at them, okay? I'm going to set this down over here. So as you can tell, I've kind of gotten these organized a little bit. So I've got some jackets here. And then we have dresses, a few dresses. And then we have pair of dress pants, a skirt, and then we get into kind of these summer tops right here. So we've got some tank tops and short sleeve shirts. And down here are some various types of shorts and the pants. And then down here is the winter section. Okay. Alright, so like I said, we will just start by looking at these and assessing them. Make sure that nothing's wrong with them, okay? So this is a nice Columbia jacket. It's a size medium. Just by glancing at this, I can tell that it seems in very good condition, I would say. I don't see any rips or bad stains here on this jacket. Everything looks very clean and just functional. So I won't say that this one is okay. And a lot of times you don't really need to take everything out and have a close look at it, because with certain items you can just tell that it's alright. It's going to be just fine. So this one I can tell is just fine. Duluth Trading Company jacket here. Looks in excellent shape. So yeah, sometimes what happens is things just get looked over if they're in one place for too long. Sometimes we like to change the position, and we find that kind of keeps everything feeling fresh and new in the store. So this one is also fine. So we're going to get our clipboard here, and I'm just going to take an inventory of how many jackets we have that will be going back out on the floor. So I have 3 women's jackets. Okay. So just push these over to the side a little ways, and we'll start on our next section, okay? So we do have a pair of overalls here. Which these also look to be in very good condition. There's a few frays here here on the adjustable strap, but that seems to be really the only issue with that. Here we get into the dresses. These are typically very easy to just glance over. It looks nice. This one has a zipper. Sometimes we like to just check the zipper and make sure that it works properly. This one is fine. This one is very pioneer looking. This one is actually missing a button right here. So if you take a closer look, you can see that this had a button right here where this loop was supposed to go onto. So, seeing as how this is a thrift store, I don't think that that would be that would make or break this dress. If someone really wanted it, they could always sew a button right here, but I will just put this in a discounted section just because of that little flaw right there. So I'm going to move this out of this stack and put it over here. Yeah, so this is definitely why we go through the clothes. We just have people look through them and to make sure that, you know, nothing is wrong with them. So okay, so that looks like all of the dresses. So now we're just going to count and see how many dresses we can put back on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dresses. We're just going to make a note of that. 5 women's dresses. I'm also going to make a note of the one that is going to go into that special section that I mentioned before. And I'm also going to put what the defect was on that specific dress. That it was missing that button on the back clasp there. Okay, so now we have a pair of dress pants. Which these look absolutely fine. Always do want to check the closures on any kind of dress pants that we get in, because that is a common problem that they have. Sometimes the clasps are broken, or they're about to be broken. This one looks good and strong in this pair. Just hang these back up here. So these have nice pleats in them. Someone took very good care of those, looks like. Okay, and so we have one pair of women's dress pants. And here we have this pretty skirt. Looks very nice. It also has a zipper, so let's just test it out here. So it works. It's very functional. So we'll make a note of that as well. Actually, I think I saw another skirt in here somewhere. Ah, here it is. I'm just gonna put this with the other skirt and take a look. Does also look to be in good quality. So let me change that to women's. These are maxi skirts. Okay, so you can kind of get the gist of what we're doing, right? Wonderful. Do you have any questions at all? Okay, well, as always, please feel free to ask anytime you might have one. I'm your helper today, so I want to make sure that I'm being a good teacher and teaching you all that you need to know. Alright, so here we have some summer items. So once again, we're just going to look through all these pretty quickly. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on these here. Just to make sure that there's no bad stains or anything. I'm going to move that noisy hanger out of the way. So that one looks good. This one looks fine. straight out of darkness like that. Yeah, sometimes you come across clothes that may have like a little pull in them, but there's nothing that really we can do about that. So it looks fine. So yes, all I'm doing is, there's not really anything that I'm looking for in particular. Just looking to see if there's anything that stands out to me. So that could be like, as I said before, a stain, or a zipper that doesn't work, or a button that doesn't close. Anything along that nature. So yes, the more that you do this, the better you will get at it, at spotting just certain things. It always seems kind of foreign on your first day. But like I said, the more you do it, the quicker you'll be at spotting those little imperfections there. Alright, so that was our summer section there, summer tops, I guess. So I'm going to make another note here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 women's summer shirts, which we might want to look into placing these in a different section, since we are in September now. It's going to be getting quite a bit cooler soon. It already has been feeling like fall in the mornings. Have you felt the 50s in the mornings yet? Yes, it's very, very nice. I always love this time of year. You wake up and there's just a chill in the air. It's so refreshing. Alright, so what we have here is a few assorted just women's jeans and bottoms here. I'm just going to take a look through all these. Sometimes up here at the top, the hangers can get kind of cramped, but you can always just feel free to move them over. I do kind of just like to keep them organized, though, in the divided sections up here at the top. You can see them. Okay, so you have 3. I know this is a skirt, but it does have shorts underneath it. So I'll just put it with the shorts. So we have 3 pairs of women's shorts. Just gonna move these over right here. Now we get into the pants. So looking at these pants, you can tell that they have something on them. I think that this might be paint. It does look very much like paint to me. So this would probably not come out. So I'm going to move these to the discounted section. We do wash all the clothes here, which I'm sure that you know. You've been working here for a few days, haven't you? Okay, yeah, so I don't know if anyone's told you or not, but we do wash all the clothes here. So, and the washers do their best to get stains out, but sometimes they just won't come out. So I did just go ahead and put those in the discounted section. So we have 1, 2, 3 pairs of jeans. So moving down here to the winter. Still just checking these out. Every now and then if there's pockets, you want to make sure to stick your hand in there and make sure that there's no holes in the pockets themselves, okay? So that one looks nice. This one's very nice as well. You want to tug on some of the buttons if they look like they've seen better days, just to make sure that they don't fall off. Yes, these sweaters do get quite a few pulls on them. But that is just fine. This one is interesting with all the sequins on it. So yeah, sometimes in the store, depending on what season it is, we do like to switch things up, like I said, to keep it fresh. Because if we were to keep everything in the same spot all year round, you could get a little old and things don't really sell as well, as you can imagine. So since we are on the verge of starting a new season, we will be switching our summer sections and our fall and winter sections. And you may have noticed, or not, when you walked in, we have quite a few mannequins, and we do like to dress those up according to the season. So even if it's something that we've had for quite a while, we can still display it on a mannequin, maybe with a statement necklace or a pretty scarf, and it just gives it new life again. We found that always piques people's interests, because something can look brand new, really, if it's paired with something that you don't normally pair it with, or if it's something that you've never seen before. It will typically draw people's attention, and just, of course, seeing it displayed on the mannequin as well helps people to visualize what the specific article of clothing might look like on them. You know what I mean? Yeah. We do find that sometimes items become a little stagnant in the store, but whenever we do change things up and move things around, it tends to get shown new interest. So yeah. Now I'm going to scoot all of these back, since we've looked through them all, and I'm just going to take a tally. You didn't happen to count these for me, did you? I'm just joking, yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's a grand total of 22 women's winter, I'll just say shirts / blouses. Perfect. Okay. So we just reorganize these again here. Kind of went through and messed them up a little bit. discounted section here since there were some blemishes on these pants and that dress was missing a button, right? Okay. Oh, I forgot to make a note of the pants, so let me go ahead and do that really quick. So yes, we have a section here for anything that, like I said, has stains on it that we cannot get out. Buttons missing, zippers not working. This is the discounted section. Alright, so one pair of women's jeans. Just put suspected paint on those, okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for helping me do that today. I know that was a little bit tedious, but it didn't take too long, I hope. But, the more people that we have participating, the faster it goes by. So I do appreciate you helping me with that this morning. And was there any other questions that you had? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get this put up. And if you don't have any more questions, I guess we can call it a day. Thank you so much again. So we can go report this to the boss and we should be good to go. Alright? Okay, let's go.